I'm sure you have all heard of the Lord of the Rings movies. They are well known as some of the best films ever to be put to screen in the history of cinema. I'm also sure that some of you would have heard of a new Amazon series coming out by the name of the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Now, whilst these two enterprises might seem to have a lot in common, they actually don't, other than the name really. And the reason is due to this man, Peter Jackson, and New Line Cinema. The problem is that no matter how much money and marketing Amazon put into their new show, it won't even be comparable to the original Lord of the Rings movies. Now, I know this sounds very critical as the series isn't even out yet, but hear me out as I do have a good reason for this opinion. Firstly, as stated before, Peter Jackson and New Line are some of the main reasons that the series will never be close to the level of Lord of the Rings as we know it. The problem is that Peter Jackson and the entire crew that worked on the film were literally perfect for the movies. They had a huge expertise in practical effects and costumes, which is part of what makes the Lord of the Rings environment look so gritty and real. Even from the trailers, we can see that the Amazon series is not following this route, as I'm sure you'll agree that the images seem very clean and touched up, as opposed to these other ones from the original movies. Also, the directing ability of Peter Jackson is amazing, as shown through his work on King Kong, District 9 and the later Hobbit movies. This will be very hard for another director to compete with, especially one with less experience than Peter had. The second reason the series will fail is due to timing. The Lord of the Rings was released at a perfect time in history for filmmaking, where CGI and effects were beginning to look much more real. Films were being shot digitally, yet there was still a large reliance on practical effects, and the storm of forced political correctness hadn't yet hit the movie industry. Unfortunately, the new Amazon series will not be so lucky. However, I should say that there have been amazing movies released in these times as well, so it's not definite that the film will be an over-politicized CGI mess like some of the other movies today are. Honestly, I do hope that the series is good, but in my eyes, and I'm interested to hear if you guys agree with me, I don't think it's good enough for the series to be okay, or even decent-ish. Every single mainstream Lord of the Rings based project that has been released, whether it be the books or the films, has been groundbreakingly good. And because of that, I honestly think it's better to be left alone, as anything else that's going to be made on it will almost certainly just lower that reputation. I guess I just don't want to see the Lord of the Rings franchise end up how Star Wars did. What do you guys think on this? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear, and thank you for watching.